Founded in 1979 by the Bic family of Big Pen fame, Bic Sport grew from a passion for water sports and world-renowned expertise in sustainable manufacturing. Visit bicsport.com and learn more about our full range of water sports products.
This is Jodelle Fitzwater with Bic SUP, and I'm here to show you your lower body workout you can do right on your stand-up paddleboard. Your lower body is your foundation, and of course if you're going to be standing on a board, you want to have a good strong standing foundation. So we're going to be toning your hips, buns, and thighs today. If you're ready, let's get started. We're going to start with just the basic squat on the board, and we'll be utilizing your paddle. What you're going to want to do is have all four corners of your feet pressing down into the board, a soft bend in your knees. Your feet are going to be about hip width apart, and we're going to be sitting down as if there's a really low chair behind us. Keep your abs in strong. Let's reach the paddle forward as we sit low, and then stand back up. So just sitting low, standing back up. Inhale and exhale. You're actually going to do about 10 of these, but I'm just going to take you through 5 of them, and then you can try it on your own. So remember to keep your back strong and those in your abs in strong as well. Next is the rainbow squat. You're actually going to be squatting down the same way with your hips back and your weight in your heels, reaching towards your right ankle. Then make a rainbow up over your body and then squatting down towards your left ankle. Up and over, squatting down. Up and over, squatting down. Again, your abs are in strong and your chest is up high as your back is tall. So again, about 5 here is all we're going to show today, but you're going to do about 10 to 15 at home. And finish there. Okay, next comes your Y squat. We'll actually be using the resistance tubing that's on the board. So I've got my resistance tube attached to the front anchor here on the Acetec Fit board, but if you don't have an anchor point, there's an option that I'll be showing as well that you can just utilize your feet. We're going to set the paddle down, blade back, and then come down and reach for your handles. So you're going to be standing back up in that same position, your weight in your heels, sitting back into the squat as you reach your arms forward. When you stand up, you're making a Y with your arms. So we're just squatting low, reaching back, pulling those shoulders back, abs in strong, making a Y. Why? Because we want a nice cut back when we're paddling. Let's try 2 more. Reaching back, pull those shoulders back, sitting low, 1 more, and then finish there. So we'll start with our lunges. What you're going to do is reach your paddle back up, keep that soft bend in your knees, squat down just like you did before, hands to the board, step back with your right knee down, and then bring your paddle up. You're going to come back down, come back up the way you came down, reaching up, lunging down, stepping back, and paddle up. So this makes you really proficient in the thighs at getting up and down on your board quickly, stepping your knee down, reaching up, squatting again to stand. Every time has a squat, keeping your back flat and your abs in strong. And we'll try 1 more on each side. This time I want to incorporate a nice little twist for your core. So you're actually going to be twisting to the left and then coming back down. Stepping up, standing up. Coming down again on the left knee coming down. Paddle in front, twist over that knee that's in front, and then come back down. Stepping back up. Let's try that again. Lunging down, right knee back, twist over the left leg, and then coming back up. 1 more, up, and stepping back, twisting over the right knee, and then back down. That's what I call a lunge with a twist, my favorite drink. Okay, and then we're going to be moving into the lunge where you're actually going to use your paddle as a balance stick. So let's start your paddle balance lunge on the right side. You're going to actually move the paddle forward just directly in front of your right foot. Take a big giant step back with your right foot, inching those toes back if you need to a bit. And you want to look for 2 90-degree angles in the leg. So you've got a 90 degree in the back leg and the front leg. Your paddle is just bracing you for more balance, and you're just looking for a nice little lunge here. So this is a more advanced move to the lunge that we just did, bringing the knee up and down on the board. So you can choose which one works for you. And then step back up and we'll start on the other side. So left side paddle goes onto the board. You'll step back with your left foot. Make sure you're not on a tightrope here. Make sure that your feet are still hip distance apart. And then lunging down and standing up. Back is nice and tall, abs are in strong. If you wobble here, that's okay, because we're just looking for even more core stability, and that's what happens when you wobble, is you get that even greater core challenge. One more like that, and then we'll step back up. Next is our sprinter lunge. If you've ever done sprinter lunges on land, guess what? You can do them on the board and they'll work your thighs just the same. So you're going to squat down to the board holding your paddle sideways, and we're actually going to stay down here. Take a big giant step back with your right leg, and you want to keep this thigh parallel to the board, just tucking that leg under and then stepping back. Tucking under, stepping back. Tucking under, stepping back. As much as you can keep those buns down, keep them down, because that's what's really going to work that standing leg. So again, 10 of those, and then we'll switch sides. So I'm just staying down in this nice squatting position, stepping the left leg back. Nice long stretch there. Make sure when you're stepping back to your knee stays right over the ankle. It doesn't come past the toes. And then you're going to be tucking the knee under, tightening your core to pull it in, stepping back. In and back. In and back. So really keep those hips down low. Oh, I'm feeling that toast in the thighs, little burn there. And then we'll step back and bring it in one more time and stand up. Again, 10 on each side should give you a really good burn there. Finally, we finish off the circuit of legs with calves, the lower half of your leg. So you're going to bring your paddle forward, just utilizing it for balance. Light fingertips here, no death grip on the paddle, just coming up and down with your heels. Lifting the heels, coming back down. Lifting the heels, coming back down. So calves are pretty strong. You might be able to do about 15 of these, so maybe 15 repetitions of these, and then we'll move on to the donkey calf raise. You'll move your paddle out even further. Take a nice flat back, abs in strong, and you're lifting and lowering. So you're really keeping those abs in, keeping that good core connection and not too much weight on the paddle, just balancing. Lifting and lowering. So again, about 15 there, your calves will be screaming. Good job. So for the next part of the workout, we'll be moving down onto our board onto all fours. And so let's take our paddle and place it blade forward so it's kind of out of the way, and we'll just come down onto the hands and the knees. First things first, you want your hands right underneath your shoulders and your hips right over the knees. And your knees are going to be about hips width apart. So make sure you got a good 4 points of contact on the board. But we're going to change that and add a little core challenge. So step your right fingertips forward, your left toes back. You're just going to be lifting and lowering here, getting a nice straight line from your fingertips to your toes. So what you really want to focus on here is what I call drawstring and zip. You're drawstringing at the waist and you're zipping up the low abs. So think about that every time we go through this exercise, because not only are we still working the legs, but we're also working the core now. Lifting and lowering. On the next one, you're going to hold it up, and we're just going to change the angle of it and take the right arm out to the side and the left leg out to the side. Coming back to center. Opening, coming back to center. So working the hips quite a bit and the core as well. Inhale and exhale. So trying about 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Now reaching back, you're going to bend your back leg, touching the foot, and then reach forward. So reaching back, touching the foot, and then reach forward. What you're looking for here is a good hamstring curl. The hamstring is the muscle that runs down the back of the leg. And we're just curling in and reaching. Again, to avoid dipping into the low back, keep your core tight. Finally, here we're going to tuck under, elbow to the knee, and then reach out. Elbow to the knee, and then reach out. So we're really strengthening and tightening the core, pulling in and extending. Again, about 10 of those, you'll really start to feel that. Now let's lose the upper arm, and we're going to touch the toes into the water, kind of a 45-degree angle out to the side, and lift that outer thigh up and down. So you're really getting into the outer thigh now. A lot of a trouble spot for us women, so we really want to get in there. Let's do a couple more. At home, you'll be doing 10 on your board though. Give it a try and see how it feels. So that's all for that side. Let's try the other side. Left fingertips forward, right leg back, lifting up, and then touching down. Inhale and exhale. Again, really keeping that drawstring and zip going and feeling that little challenge on your board, trying to stay steady on the water. So 10, we'll hold it there, and then we're gonna take it out to the side and then back to center. Woo! I'm a little wobblier on this side, so you might find that you have a side that's a little more challenging on too. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Good, and then find your foot. Reach back for that little hamstring curl and touch. Curling in and extending. Curling in and extending. The more you keep that belly up and in, the less you'll feel it in your low back. And the more you really tighten that hamstring, the more you'll get that nice burn in the back of the hamstring. Now from here, we curl under, pulling the elbow towards the knee and then extending. Elbow towards the knee and then extending. Get that nice long line. Exhale as you curl, inhale in. And then we drop the left arm. Let's touch the toes into the water. 45-degree angle, lift that leg out to the side and then down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down, belly in strong, back is flat. Let's try a couple more, and one more, and finish there. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope we've blasted your hips, buns, and thighs and got those legs ready for the water. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to Stand Up Paddling TV. And for more information on the BIC Ace Tech Fit board, you can visit bicsup.com.
Visit bicsup.com and check out the full range of stand-up paddleboards, paddles, and accessories.